Expo 88 People's Committee. Hello, Peter.
Good afternoon, Emma. How are you?
Pretty good. What do you have planned to celebrate 30 years?
Well, since the 25th anniversary, when the legacy of the 25th anniversary was the Expo 88 Art Trail that the Brisbane City Council developed, things have percolated along, and there has been a real groundswell of generosity by James McCormack, one of the original people who thought up the concept of having an expo, and he's donated all of his original drawings and concept plans to the John Oxley Library. Only the other week, Gary Balkan, the owner of the Kookaburra Queen, he donated the visitors book from the Kookaburra Queen, and in it had Johnny Farnham's signature, but it also had Mick Jagger's signature in it. And I'm pretty sure one of the heroes of Queensland, Laurie Smith, who I think you've got on,
we do indeed, the Chief Landscape Architect for Expo 88.
And a Queensland great, if there ever was one. He self-actuated and has offered to give the John Oxley Library all of his papers. So what is happening with the 30th is that the John Oxley Library's collection is being multiplied with just incredibly rare documents and drawings and pictures and photographs. Rick Birch has agreed to donate over 1,000 personal slides of his memory of Expo 88, the man who brought us the Olympic Games, the man who brought us the bouncing kangaroo, Matilda. But it's a little bit more than that, because Sally Ann Atkinson, the chair of the Brisbane Museum, she's worked with a fellow called John Barlow Hudson, and they've now had produced the very last remaining piece of the sculpture called Morningstar, a tribute to a fellow called John Truscott, who was the on-site designer of where all the sculptures went, and also looked after Laurie, gave Laurie some direction and creative input. And so the Brisbane City Council has seen all of this public magnificence in donations, and has said, well, okay, we've got a collection, and it's time we re-looked at it, rebirthed it, and made it suitable for an ongoing tourist attraction for Brisbane. So that's what the money is about. $555,000 seems a lot, but in comparison to a priceless gift from Rick Birch or a priceless gift from James McCormack, it is a suitable investment to the memory of Expo 88.
Okay, well, Peter Rasey, when you talk about an ongoing tourist attraction using the Brisbane City Council's collection of memorabilia from Expo 88, what do you mean?
Well, there is about 12 pieces that Sally Ann Atkinson secured, and as it happens, she tasked the securing of that to one new alderman at the time called Graham Quirk, and those statues and artwork have been held by the Brisbane City Council, and they've not really been used to promote Brisbane, and so the trail was conceived for the 25th, and now it's time to, as I said, rebirth it, have a look at the placement of a lot of them, bring them back in some cases to the CBD, refurbish them, new signage, and just make it a really suitable tribute to the great memory that everyone has of Expo 88.
Okay, and Peter Rasey, so this is going to be something that people can go along and see. Is there anything
Absolutely.
else for people to get involved in celebrating 30 years since Expo 88?
As the program unfolds, and as soon as next week, I think you'll start to see some concrete proof of how people can relive some of the memories of Expo 88.
As soon as next week?
Yeah, no, it's the Lord Mayor. There's no grass under him. Everybody gets out and moves. So it's coming.
So you think 30 years on, you've had a 25th anniversary celebration, I assume some earlier before that as well.
Yes.
How much longer are we going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Expo? The 100th?
If you go overseas and you look at what goes on in Seattle, if you go and have a look at in Paris, all these places that have had World Expos, they do celebrate them. But we're at an important stage now where all the creative brains of Expo 88, they're now in their 80s and in their 90s. And that creative spirit that was Expo 88, it's now passing away. And so what the 30th is about, and a little bit about what the 25th was about, is about approaching those people and saying, look, you've got some fantastic memories, and can you please donate them back into the public realm, back into the John Oxley Library, back into the Brisbane Museum, so that they can live in perpetuity to celebrate, the great, absolutely unbelievable celebration of the bicentenary that the Brisbane Expo 88 was.
Peter Rasey, thanks very much. We stand by for more information.
Hopefully we can keep you engaged.
And informed. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Peter Rasey is the acting chairman of the People's Committee organising the 30th anniversary of Expo 88. It'll be next year. The Brisbane City Council has set aside $550,000 for this. So what do you remember of Expo 88?